Alright, we're here. We're on Dadspeed, guys. We did it. The mothership or the shuttle pod has landed. Here we are ready to go. If you're interested in playing on Dadspeed, you can totally load in and you'll be just like this guy. You'll load into this spot where our server rules are. Pretty simple kind of rules. No more than 2 skills. What? Yeah, if you don't know, Dadspeed only lets you take 2 skills. And they have super skills. So they prevent you from taking skills that merge together. So you can't take cooking and farming, for example. And it's all about stimulating the economy. So this is the Discord if anyone wants to join in or read up on all the lore. At the moment, the main lore is that in the last season, the Dadspeed ship kind of took off, or a ship that they built on their server took off, and then it got hit by the meteor and it's been surveying for a new planet, and this is where we have landed. So we're going to check out this ship and then we're going to decide where we're going to set up. We might be drowsy, okay, because we've been in chrono. Yep, sweet. So this is our ship with a little Star Wars reference. Cool, they've got fridges now. Okay, not sure what that's about. Or lockers. Awesome. How cool is that? We have arrived, guys. So on this server, I'm not overly sure what I am going to take as my skills. I know that I'll either take basic engineering or probably some kind of chef skill to start with. However, it's day 1 or day 0 and over 100 people have landed on this server already. So it's going to be pretty epic, I think. Welcome to orientation. Right, we're good to go, I think. So, there's 4 main islands, I think, and they're much bigger than I thought they were. So this is the capital island, which I'm pretty sure nobody can kind of settle in. This is what we call Twin Peaks, because there's 2 main peaks here. This island over here was Amazonia, and this one down here was Peter. So they sent out all this information to us a little bit earlier in this kind of format, and it was a bit of kind of like a hype about what's going to happen, what's going on, and so you could get a kind of sense of where you might like to set up. Now the world map is 4 kilometers. It's massive, so I'm really not too sure now where I'm going to set up. It's way bigger than I thought it was. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a look around. I'd love your input in the chat. Let me know. Press that subscribe button while you're there if you're loving the content, and we'll see how we go. The first thing I'd like to do really is check out those districts and where they plan to build like roads and stuff. So they've got the capital island. Oh, they have districts for each island. Okay, they've got Olympus, which like I said is this one up here. I didn't say that, did I? Alright, that's more of our farming island. Mate, people are setting up everywhere. This is kind of cool. So my thinking was, right, if you wanted to connect to these guys for food, this was a pretty sweet spot here, but I thought this changed from rainforest to woodlands. Yeah, it kind of does. So that was when I looked at my image that they sent through. I could see that it changed down on this one down here, right on that corner there. So that was kind of my thinking, be rainforest, be woodlands, and then zip across here to the capital. But I'm not loving that anymore. There was also grasslands and things here. I'm not loving that too much either. Right, pretty tricky at the moment to kind of figure out where I want to be. These guys have got a mad little setup here. But they might be like a team, maybe. It's hard to tell. He's going, it looks like a stonemason. He's got a store already. And he's selling masonry skill scrolls, righto, which somebody has bought and set up. Mason as well. Kind of interesting that they're going masonry in that general area. So my thinking was if I collect all the crops here and here, it would have been a good time and I'll be able to be a chef and whatnot. Maybe if I run back to here too. But not a gatherer as such. So really if I'm a chef I should be waiting on materials. It might be better to hang out in this Twin Peak kind of area. Check this out. Lots of people setting up through there though. That's just epically insane. That's a cool kind of spot, but it's away from everything. I've been intrigued about what this is. Oh, there are people setting up on that. Okay. That's interesting. Lots of people setting down here in the bottom end, which is kind of interesting spot I think to set up. Gives you a fair few options, but it's pretty hilly. Somebody's been planting trees, so they're probably going to be a logger. Tough kind of ideas now. Like I said, if you've got any ideas of where I should set up, let me know. I think I'm going to go with the original plan of Eva here. Here. It's a long way into there though. But I guess it's doable. This was my other thought, because you got grassland, you've got some different types of forest here, and that little bit of grassland was viable. And it looks like it's pretty cool kind of coastal area actually. But I would rather be, you know, near the drink here. What are they gone? Like 9 plots? So the plots are pretty big. You probably could set up there. I just wouldn't want to be down stepping on anyone's toes, and I really need to get to this area. But Twin Peaks just looks so cool. Like, you can imagine the kind of things they're going to do in between these two mountains, or if someone's going to live in a mountain, you know, that kind of stuff. It's a really, really cool idea. I can't build on the capital. These guys got that mad lake. Bridges aren't going to come into play for a while, so that's an interesting concept too. You'd have to assume they'll be pretty straight. How long does it take to get over here? Oh, that's an interesting concept, that you can go over there, get what you need, and come back. Could be doing some coal runs and selling coal. For a little bit. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to go in the jungle. I think we're setting up in the jungle. Just a matter of where now. That's going to be our island to connect to Peter. It's a bit of a walk through the jungle to get to here unless I set up here, right? So then I have my 2 biomes. I can get across to a grassland, but I can't pick at that grassland. I could also, from like here, arguably go up. Oh no, that's not me. Wait, is that? No, that's the lighter kind of forest, so the only jungle is over here. The only rainforest. Right, so just trying to figure out if I catch like an edge, can it come across? Like, that's not a terrible spot in there. I don't even know what this island is anymore. What island is that? Is that Olympus? Yeah, okay. You'd be away from the capital though if you took like the back end of Olympus here, but you could easily duck over to Amazonia. There's a fair few people down and around here. But I really wanted to be like around near the upper people, hey. That was part of my planning. You could also duck across there to get what you needed if you're in this spot, but you're pretty isolated from everyone. The fact that I don't know what skill set I'm going to do is pretty tricky. Makes this kind of difficult. I know I don't want to be in the desert. So let's just set up based on location then. How about that? This appeals to me. This kind of appeals to me. A nice little area here where people are setting up around the lake. Or the lake district. Which again flows into that. I can jump across there. Oh no, that was a different spot. There's a few spots here. I'll just put that out of the way. Sorry guys if that's been up the whole time. I don't think it's gonna have annoyed you too much. I think I'm gonna come into this general area. Set up just here. There's a few plots here I think. Because they'd be 1, 2 plots I think. So really if I set up here I'm not gonna be annoying anyone too much. Maybe you're not allowed to claim the water. Oh no. Or maybe it's just a general don't claim the water kind of thing that people are doing there. Although this guy didn't listen. If that is a thing. Most people seem to be on Twin Peaks. Which is cool. Not many people out at Amazonia. Also interesting. That was going to be like my little setup spot. Now here's the flip side of that is I get it here too. Except I could go across to this. Tough choices, man. This is the capital. Everything's going to be based around the capital, right? So much distance. I think I've ruled out Olympus. I think I'm definitely not too keen on this big one. Unless, of course, we're at the back here. So that we could go across to the jungle. I keep coming back to this spot here. But this spot would be probably just as good and I could run across close to the capital and I can get down there. Down here's all jungle for days, so I'm running out of options really with that. If there was a bit of water here, I wouldn't mind it. You'd come up here. I'll be up the top of the mountain up here, but you're away from everyone, hey? That's always tricky. Being that I often play with a bit of lag too, I don't want to be too far away from everything and everyone. I think I'm going to come in and settle here. Maybe even here. Up the creek a bit. It's a different kind of land here that they've got sorted. It's interesting. Could set up like here-ish. This is between the two biomes. Go left or right and then make my way into cell. Be right on the edge. Let's suss out this. The issue with that though is that the coastline is probably where it's going to be at. You know, like that's a fair distance from the capital. And I did like the idea of living in the city. There's Olympus over there. Yeah, so could build on the coastline. That's pretty cool, and have a view of the capital. You know, I'm thinking this is the spot here, and if not there, there. If there was another creek down here, I'd be stoked, but there's not. It's a long way for me though, then to go over to the jungle if I need to. Whereas here I have these two things if I'm going to be a chef. But really a chef is just going to buy food and cook it, right? So really I'd prefer to have my spot where people need food, which is probably the miners. But I don't particularly love the miners. So I could set up a little food shop on there. And for now it'd be all about setting up the house. Which again is going to look way cooler on the beach, near the water. Gonna be able to buy food. What does he want? What's he trading? Yep. But food's not... If he's doing campfire cooking, that's good, because people will come to him for that. We might even be able to work out a deal. Let's head over there and see what it looks like, hey? We'll go from there. Right, so we're here, we're 400 meters away. Let's see what 400 meters looks like. Now, we're not going to be able to take cooking or be a chef for a good little while, because you need tier 2 bricks to do that. So these first couple of days are really just going to be building a house, building up some of them skill sets, that kind of stuff. Okay, so we can't take any of this stuff from the capital. We're just walking at the moment because we want those first few skills points to be used well. There's a bunny, first bunny of Signs of Life, so this server looks pretty close to the other one. If I haven't told you already, DadSpeed is a no time limit server, or no real limit, they just cancel the server when they feel like they've done enough or finished playing. The last run went for over 200 days, okay, so this is kind of where I'm going to base my home. Now the upside to this for a long time, so I'm just going to stream on this server for like heaps long, and see how we go. So we'll go from there, see what happens. And if we love it, that's good. If we don't, we'll move on to a different server. I'm excited to do some pretty cool build projects on this server. So that's really my main plan. So I was thinking like, you know, maybe a train station if that kind of stuff gets up. I don't know what they've done in previous seasons. So that's kind of interesting. Looks like we've had a bit of a crash, guys. So I'll tell you what, we're just going to claim some land anyway. And then we're going to log back on next time. So don't stress, we're just finding that spot. It's either going to be the one over there that we talked about, or it's going to be, you know, somewhere else. Worst case, we're claiming a new spot in DadSpeed server, and I'll be on later to tell you all about it. So press that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.